It's unfortunate. I don't have to move my business into the street. There's a village program that allows you to do that. I don't park in front of my business. Your tenants take up well over 40 feet of parking every day of the year in front of my business. I've never complained. I could.
Well, it is public parking. We're trying to turn
Okay,
public
but
property.
if there was a desperate need, you would park in front of your own business.
talk to my clients about not parking on
Okay.
public.
And again, this is because you don't
business.
You don't live here, and you don't actually own a retail business on the street, which I do. We talk about mom and pop shops, I am one. We talk about rentals, I rented both of those units. Neither of my tenants left because of anything. I had to kick them out. So it wasn't that everybody's going out of business. This is what I mean by having two opinions. I was a renter, I'm a store owner. You are also a renter and a store owner. You have thousands of dollars of losses. I had people that didn't want to go, and I had to unfortunately ask them to go against their will. So it's two different stories. That one of people going out of business because they can't get to these stores, and one of people doing very good business who love their spot, whether there's bus stops or not.
Well, that's
If there was a third business owner here, that would be
we
great.
can have a conversation.
There is a third business owner.
Okay, so I made my statement. Thank you.
Trustee Wilson.
I am a small business owner in Shorewood, and so I guess I want to speak up as a small business representative for the community as well, and I am on the big board, and so this is probably one of the hardest decisions. Parking is never an easy topic. Public parking is always heated. It's like that political discussion you have on your dinner table with your family members, your faraway family members. It never turns out good. So, so I appreciate everyone coming and giving us feedback, because it's something that we all need to hear and to participate in, especially when we're making big decisions like we are for public space. I want everyone to know that these are on-street parking spaces. They don't belong to anyone. They belong to the government who represents the people. And so what happens in that space is just like what happens in any other public space, and the board that's elected by the people are entrusted to make a determination of what they feel is the correct decision for the public good. I was a strong supporter of the Parklet program. As a business owner, there's not a lot that the village can do for us to help our small mom and pop shops survive. And we really value, I've heard from the residents, they really value those small mom and pop shops. And they wanted that balance in the village. And so, looking at it comprehensively, there are other programs that I would also like to adopt that would help more businesses. But this was one way to help a sector of our economy, the small businesses in the food and beverage industry in the sector of Shorewood. And as such, it also enlivens the street. It provides parents with kids who want to sit outside and dine in the summer an opportunity to do that, since we are very heavily kid-oriented in our community. There are a lot of public benefits that I weighed when I made the decision to vote for the program. It wasn't for one business owner, it was for the community, and it was for all of the industry. In saying that, I recognize that by helping one sector, you may be imposing parking woes on another as part of your local economy. And I want to continue to work on what we can do for everyone, so that we're not, favoring one type of economy or the other. But again, this was a village program. The reason that I voted for it was that I really believe it's one of the very few programs we have in our toolbox to assist mom and pop local shops. If it was going to take a parking space away, I'm going to use my example, in front of my shop, like my exact 2 spots in front of my shop, I would have a big problem with that, and I would totally understand, because you do need at least one spot for people to pull up, drop off their stuff, come to an appointment. But again, if the parking as a business owner was down the street, to my next door neighbors that was being taken up, and it was a village program with some public benefit, I would have to really weigh that, because it's really hard to make everybody happy with every program. So I just want the business owners to know that I still support the program. I think it is a big public benefit to our community to be able to enjoy outdoor spaces in an urban area where we don't have very many. But I also hear you, that parking is a huge issue on the segment of Oakland that we're talking about right now. I've heard it since day one, I've heard it since knocking on the doors. I pledge, and I'm sure we all pledge, that we will work on the parking issue. This year, next year, I pledge to do so, and we've already started meeting on it. So I don't know that we're going to solve everyone's problems. I just wanted to provide that insight on why I believe the program is valuable. I'm glad we have it, and I'm hoping that I can do more for the individual businesses that it may have a detriment.
I'm Rich Conbolas. I run House of Engraving. I bumped into Jackie Cheeser, who's the owner of Goody Gourmet, her daughter, and she was totally unaware that the meeting and she had other plans tonight. Otherwise, she said she would have tried to come and make it. So the notification process needs refined. What my question is, and I mean, whether the decision is made tonight or not, it's out of my hands. But the parking across the street and the parking in the North Shore parking lot, what part of it belongs to the village? Because the village has to have some control, because I see snowplow trucks removing snow in there during the winter. And I mean, that's...
It's private land.
It's private
land.
And we permit it, we sell permits where we split the revenue.
Night parking.
Night parking.
So they only filed because of the night parking permission that the bank has given them, or the owner of that property. Could you possibly reach out to them to see if street parking could be, some sort of sign be put up that if there's no parking on the street, you can park? Because most of the time lately, there's only maybe 2 cars in that lot at any given time. I'd like that as a
Yeah,
consideration.
and I'm thinking the valet parking suggestion, I mean, this would be, I have it written down, I want to bring that up to the business improvement district board to see if they can coordinate something like that. I don't know the intricacies with the liability insurance, so staff will have to do some research, but definitely as the next step.
At least look into it and see what, if anything possibly could be done. Because, I mean, last May when the Oakland and Lake Office 3 sewer project, I lost a ton of business because with my work people at this time of the year bringing in their wards to be updated, and there's absolutely no parking on the block because they had the dump trucks lined up. So, I have a feeling this is a similar situation. So, that's all. Thank you.
I think they're building on Anne Marie's husband. She has a business at 4405. Just wanted to mention that she wasn't given notice.
Right.
And that someone else had to let her know that this meeting was taking place tonight about parking. You know, I would propose that maybe we solve the parking issue before we remove some of the parking. So if you'd like to remove the bus stop or come up with some other ideas, take care of that first, and then maybe next year this would work in front of his business for having seating outside. So solve the problem and then move on. I mean, this plan isn't very clear on the total dimensions that are there from his business for all the parking that's available. So an overview with a site plan might be a little bit more appropriate so you can actually see what the distances are overall, not just what he's proposing right in front of him. So see what's left between that and then where you have to cannot park because of the bus stop. So I would think that solving the problems first would be a better solution before taking parking away from the businesses that are already there.
Trustee Bosworth? Thank you.
A couple of things, because this is going to probably come up in the next discussion. I just wanted to remind the board members of our Vision 2025 plan that was worked on over the course of, 2 years. And I'm only going to take a couple of excerpts that fit in my argument here, but that we're a vibrant urban community with safe, friendly neighborhoods that attract diverse people all stages of life, that there's opportunities to work and to grow successful profit and nonprofit businesses, attractive and thriving local services, retail and hospitality businesses, sorry, I'm just trying to get to, strong multimodal transportation infrastructure, which obviously bus, the zip cars that are across the street in the parking lot, and the bike corrals, and the up-and-coming bubbler bikes are part of this whole visioning plan that, again, we worked on in 2014 and 2015, maybe the third time here. A welcoming committee embracing new people and innovative ideas, engaging members from the greater Milwaukee metro area. And here we go, this is getting to the point. A healthy community with clean air and water and access to a variety of services and programs that promote personal health and wellness. Ecologically responsible community with appreciation for natural services or areas and commitment to sustainability, etc. So I'm bringing this up for a variety of reasons, but one is just to reiterate, or I guess to emphasize why I feel strongly about not only having, and I guess it is smaller than it was before, but the very well-used bike corrals that have been in existence for a while there. We've got countless pictures of those being full. And I would love if some of the other businesses in the area would either ask for bike corrals or look at ways that you can increase your bikeability options for our village. And then the other one is that Trustee Rosick mentioned that the decisions that we make here as a board are for the greater good, or the public good at large. And I understand that there are parking concerns. I hesitate to frame it as an issue because then that's interpretation. And I get it, maybe my definition of an issue as far as parking is different from the business owners in that area. However, if parking is indeed an issue, and that's something we as a board can address, none of this stuff is permanent. Every year they have to ask for this. So if this does create a mass exodus in the neighboring businesses, that's something that we can look at.
Don't think nobody's here to fight. Ain't nobody left to
I
fight.
would hope if business owners in Shorewood were having high problems on this, that they would come to us. I have yet to hear from a single business owner.
That's what we're trying to do tonight, but it looks like it's already been decided. You know,
What I'm saying is
nobody's,
that if this were an ongoing issue, you can always contact us, and I recommend that you do so in the future. That is something we want to hear from you, not just at meetings, but emails, phone calls, the multiple ways in which you can contact us. So I understand, and as Trustee Rosick said, not everyone is going to be happy by the decision. It's not permanent, it's not binding for the long run, but I encourage this board to give this, what I consider a well thought out and highly vetted plan, a chance.
Can I ask a question? Under the approval process, it says notice given to businesses and residences within 100 lineal feet on each side of the business and the opposite side of the street. But we have businesses here saying they did not.
Right,
So at
all
first
of
I thought it was the notice to the property owner who did get the. So I'm confused because maybe Erica can verify was notice given or was notice not given, because they're saying they didn't get the notice.
So the way I interpret the program is that the village provides a template letter, which was provided, you have a copy in your packet, and that between the two of us, we identify the properties within that linear feet, and then the onus is on the business applicant to then deliver it and just confirm that it's been delivered to those properties.
But did they, so the coin
Didn't
shop
happen.
and the engraver and the spa, were they on the list that had to be notified?
They were,
They
so
were,
we'll have
okay.
to, I have to defer the question to Mr. DeVar.
The notices were all put under doors. If you didn't get them on cards,
they were not, come on.
they were put under the door.
I did receive mine, so I will say you did.
Well, I mean, given
I'm just letting you know how I did it. I didn't hand deliver it. It doesn't say you have to put it in everybody's hand. It's not underhanded. If it
okay,
says that, I have to do it.
I don't know how the rest of the board feels about the notice issue. I mean, I guess there may be some other businesses who might have also come tonight who aren't here because they may not have also received the notice. So I'm concerned about, because that was an important part of the program that businesses had notice and an opportunity to come and speak, many of which have, but there may be others who didn't receive the notice. So is there a motion on this yet?
Yes, and a second.
I'd like to say something else. You know, I spent 25 years in commercial construction, I've done construction surveying, and this is an incomplete plan. You know, I'd like to know how many feet are left between the south side of this and the bus stop. You know, it's an incomplete plan. So I don't know how it was so well thought out when there's no dimensions on anything except for what
We have
he
supporting
wants.
documents, I don't know.
No,
If they're-
so there's dimensions on those?
You can see the cars.
Yeah, but that's not, those aren't dimensions. So,
The submittal meets the requirements, the current requirements of the plan as written, with evidence that it exceeds 50 feet from the bus stop, that it doesn't go beyond the property line. It's all-
well, I'm not
all
saying that that's not true, I'm saying there's no, I don't have that information and we weren't given
But
that.
staff, that access side, this stuff is available on the website, it's on the website from last.
Well, we weren't given notice, so there's, I don't have